Well, I just gave a very beautiful Friday morning reflection, but I forgot to turn the camera on. Anyway, um, in the first reading today, it's a famous scene with Elijah on Mount Horeb, and he's looking for God. And he doesn't find him in the fire or the earthquake or the mighty wind, but finally he encounters him in a tiny whispering voice. Too often, I think, we are like Elijah. We want to see the big signs. Lord, just get me through this and I'll believe in you. Lord, if you're really here, knock that tree over on my neighbor's car. Probably not the best way to test God. But we all do it in 100 little ways. We want to be hit over the head with a 2x4. Metaphorically. But every time we come to Mass, Jesus does speak to us. In his body and blood, soul and divinity, these most common elements of bread and wine that have been transformed, they whisper to our hearts. He whispers to our hearts. But the problem is it's hard to hear that whisper with all the electronic gadgets we have going on, with all the stress of work, with all the stress of the now pandemic, with the riots hanging over us, on all these different ways. 24-hour news. There's no time for tiny whispering voice and 24-hour news cycle. So we have to somehow figure out how to listen to that voice. And first it is by coming to Mass and receiving the host and praying that Christ may speak to your heart. Because it is then and only then that we can be evangelical. Because we cannot give what we have first not received. So I hope to see you at Mass on Sunday. Masses last week weren't that crowded. And we have the 4:30 vigil, 8 and 10:30 Masses. We've not yet added the other Masses back into the schedule, but we will do so as needed. God bless you and have a great weekend.